Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
I want to give all praise, all glory, all honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and love and peace and salutation to you, hopeful elect brothers. I am pushing the truth across the four corners of the globe. And the brother Ashkaya. Alright, just come a little quick lesson on the way to the camp. Alright, self-examination. Alright, because that's something that's you have to do in this truth, especially as men of the Lord. Alright, you have to constantly examine yourselves. Alright, and making sure that you know what the scripture says in Corinthians that I have right here, that you're in the faith. So I'm gonna get it. This is 2 Corinthians 13:5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves that how that Hamashiach Yahushua is in you, except ye be reprobates. All right, so you have to examine yourselves. All right, making sure that you're staying, all right, and as perfect as you possibly can be. All right, I'm talking a little fast. All right, you have to, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, to the best of your abilities. All right, you have to, show that brotherly love. All right, making sure that you're not going off in the scriptures or even in doctrine. All right, so you have to make sure it's a lot, that you have to make sure that you're on point with. All right, but you as a man of the Lord, all right, you have to do it, man. That's a requirement. So it takes self-examination, because the hardest, all right, thing to do is to get on your own self. All right, because it might be you. It might not be nobody else. It might be you. So you have to examine yourself to make sure you're in the right spirit, that you're on the right track. All right, and filtering everything through the scriptures.
That's right. We're not gonna live perfect here in this kingdom, but you still gotta constantly endure and examine yourself. Hey man, take heed to what you're doing. You know what I mean? We be quick to point out what somebody else doing, but not taking the beam out of our own eye first. That scripture speak of. So you gotta really look at yourself first. Self, like bro pointed to, you gotta self-examine yourself. And this is something that we should be doing on a daily.
Yep.
All right, on a daily, because what? Hey man, we live in a sinful kingdom.
That's right. So
we should really be on point at examining ourselves and checking our spirit on an everyday basis. Man.
That's right. Filtering our lifestyle through the scriptures. All right, that's how we supposed to live. Because in Jeremiah it says, the heart. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that. Jeremiah, I think it's in chapter 17, if I'm not mistaken. Jeremiah chapter 17.
Yeah, we gotta constantly just check the spirit, man. Check the way you're moving out here, all right? Because we supposed to be moving through what? Through the spirit. So constantly try to stay in the spirit.
All right. Yep. I got this precept. This is Jeremiah 17:9. It said, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? All right. It says it's deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Why? Because we're in this world, man. All right. We're in this flesh. All right. So the flesh, demands the things of this world. All right. The flesh is the lust of our eyes and things of that nature. All right. And we're living in this flesh. All right. And in Romans, the chapter 7 chapter. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that real quick, just for edification's sake. This is Romans chapter 7. I think it starts at verse 14. Romans chapter 7 and 14 says, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold unto sin. For that which I do I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that I do. All right. Why? Because we're in this flesh, man. All right. The things that we don't want to do sometimes, you find yourself doing. All right. Or those wicked thoughts will come to your head. All right. And what do you have, man? You have to rebuke those things, man.
That's right.
All right. Because the Lord, he got our back, and he gave us weapons, all right, to fight this flesh, which is what? The scriptures. This is the ultimate weapon that you can use, all right, to fend off that flesh, man. All right. And it goes on to say, for then I do that which I would not, I consent under the law that it is good. Now then, it is no more that I do it, but sin that dwelleth in me, because we're sold under sin, man.
Right.
All right, we were born in this flesh in a sinful body. All right, so it's made to go off. But like I said a little earlier, man, we have to break down the scriptures, the understanding of the scriptures. All right, so we can fall back on that when we're going off. It gives us the right way to work, the right avenue to go through, man. All right.
You know, we got to constantly, you know, we got the scriptures, man. That's why I say, blessed the man that readeth. You know what I mean? Because we got to constantly stay into these scriptures because of what, man? You know, brother bro was going into the sinful kingdom. I'm gonna go in a little deeper with that. Hey, you got to look at it. This kingdom that we live in is set up for nothing but sin. All right, we got nothing but sin all around us. Esau is pushing what sinful things and going up against the scriptures at an all-time high. All right, so you really got to watch yourself and examine yourself, man. All right, because you'll look up and you'll be did something you knew, damn, you know. Like I said, we're not perfect, so you got to examine yourself. But even just on the thought of thinking of what you had did and want to repent to the Most High, that you examine yourself.
All right, I'm gonna get back in this Romans. I'm gonna read this last little verse. It said Romans 7 and 18. It said, "For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing." All right, so there's no good thing in his flesh. So it's a constant battle. All right, so you have to constantly, all right, making sure that you're making the right move and filtering everything through the scriptures. I can't say that enough. You're filtering everything that you do, every decision that you make should be filtered through the scriptures. All right, and if you don't have an understanding of it, you should be seeking out some counsel from elders of your camp heads, your elders, or a brother that you know that's been in a similar situation. All right, getting the best advice, all right, that you can get, all right, to help you through that day, man, or through that trial or situation or scenario that you're in, man. All right, it says
just to back you up, the scripture say what? Acknowledge me in all thy ways.
Yep. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path, man. Yep.
You know, so, you know, what bro going into, we acknowledge him what? How do we acknowledge him? Hey, by getting into these scriptures, praying, all right, like what he was saying, talking to brothers, you know, that's how we acknowledge Yahweh Shai, man. So, you know what, we can try to do our best, you know, to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father. Man.
Yep. It says, for I know that in me, this is back in Romans 7 and 18, said, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. All right, because we're in this flesh, and everything, like the brother's going into, Esau has turned everything upside down. All right, he's calling good evil and evil good. So everything that he promotes, all right, and pushes out there, all right, with his propaganda and his witchcraft, all right, somehow kind of gets in you, man. All right, if you see something more than one time, all right, they're really pushing that spirit on you, man, or trying to push that spirit on you, man.
God.
But like I said, we have something to deflect it. The scriptures tell us to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shai, so we can withstand the wiles of the devil, man. All right, so we have the scriptures, man. We have the belief in Yahweh Shai, all right, and we know that we have to self-examine ourselves on a daily basis. All right, I'm gonna get my next precept. This is Psalms. Psalms chapter 139 and 23. Psalm chapter 139 and verse 23. It says, "Search me, O my power, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting." All right, and we should be saying this prayer a lot, man.
Yeah.
All right, we should be praying to Yahweh Shai to what? To get us out those wicked thoughts, those wicked ways, man. All right. The scripture said when we come to the Lord, man, we are a new creature. God. So all old things are passed away, and everything has become new. All right. So everything that we do, all right, we shouldn't be doing the same thing that we were doing when we were in the world. All right, we have to shed off those iniquities, those sins. All right, those acts that'll go against Yahweh Shai. We have to, go put those off now, man.
Yeah.
Can no longer eat the pork. You can no longer smoke your blunts. All right, you can no longer commit adultery, man. All right, because this truth holds you accountable to your actions, man. All right.
Yeah, you got to change. Just to back the hell up. When you come into this thing, you got to change everything. All right, hey, when you first come in, that's one of the biggest fights, man. All right, because what? You're so used to being into that old man spirit.
That niggerism.
You know what I mean? So you know, and you know, you gotta really. That's when you really gotta lock in, man. All right, and, you know, because you'll look up and you'll be doing some things that you was doing right back in the world, man. You know, so you gotta like really examine yourself. Keep that discernment up, man. Watching everything, watching who you around, watching the things you do, man. All right, because what? You don't want to be pulled back into the world, so you have to examine yourself, man. All right, and everything you do, really, you should be examining yourself, man. The way that you're moving, all right, the way that you deal with a brother, hey, the way you deal with yourself, man, your family, all right. All that stuff has to be examined first, all right. Because hey, what you won't examine yourself, or you let's say if a judgment come down on a brother, and you doing the same thing, but you take the beam out of your own eye first, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. Hey, this is not a fast process. Things are not gonna happen overnight. All right, but as you grow, you'll sin less. All right.
Yep.
You'll be watching your steps a little bit more. All right, you're making sure that you're staying on that straight and narrow more as you grow in this truth and learn more scriptures and start to what to say, be a doer, like as it says in James, be a doer and not a hearer only.
That's right.
All right. So now you're starting to what? Act upon the scriptures. All right. Hey, the Lord said I can't do this, so guess what? I'm not doing this. The Lord said I can't eat this, so guess what? I'm not eating this. So as you grow, you will sin less in this faith, man. All right. Because nobody's perfect but the Father, but we're striving for perfection, man.
That's it.
All right.
That's it, bro.
It says, I'm gonna go to Galatians. This is gonna be my last precept.
Okay.
This is Galatians chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Read 1 through 4. It said, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. All right, so we are our brother's keeper, man. If a brother's going off or he telling you he's going off, man, it's our duty, all right, to help that brother to get back on track. All right, we don't just get to cussing them out, all right, because we got to remember we were once in those shoes, man. All right, so we have to really be, meek, all right, and humble, all right, and thank the Lord that we're not doing these things and teach, all right, the brothers that are coming in as well as ourselves, man. All right.
Yeah. Even what bro was going into, a brother might be going off and stuff. How you deal with it might be your test. Man. Brothers gotta look at it like that too. So that's why you gotta examine yourself too. The way that you deal with that brother might be your test from the Lord, man. Everything is spiritual, man. So you gotta really be careful examining yourself, watching how you move. All right. Then you gotta examine yourself, watch how you move, because you got brothers that look up to you, brothers that's watching you, man.
Yep.
So you gotta really examine yourself, watch how you do things, man. All right, because you don't want those bad habits or those bad things to rub off on those younger brothers that's watching you in the faith, man.
All right. It says, verse 2. It says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Mashiach. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. All right, so you should not be putting yourself on no pedestal, man. All right, we all should be humble and meek in this thing, man. All right, and we are sometimes you have to give some brothers some strong words. All right, but you still got to try the spirit, because every brother you don't have to talk to, or get aggressive with, man. All right, some brothers you could come to humbly and they'll listen. Some brothers you gotta put some bass in your voice, so to speak, man, for brothers to listen, man.
Yeah.
All right, but you got to know each brother. That comes with examining yourselves, looking at your brothers, paying attention to what's going on around you as well.
That's right.
All right, so you're really being circumspect. All right, you have to examine yourself and also be circumspect.
Yeah.
All right, it says verse 4.
The part where it said be humble, and the person think
First verse. It said verse 3. It said, for if a man think of himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
That's right. You basically playing with your mind and think that you more than what you are.
What's that my song? My man playing tricks on me.
I tell this brother all the time. This elder, I tell the brothers, hey man, I'm just happy that the Lord even allowed me to be in this thing.
That's right.
Okay, because hey, we got one of the greatest gifts in the world.
The greatest gift
in the world that the rest of the world has not received, man. All right, so hey, don't think of yourself to be something to be puffed up, man. Hey, this is the Lord give it to us. He can take it away too, man. So hey, just be humble. That's the number one thing, is to be humble and be grateful that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is even dealing with you, man. I just want to put that out.
This is Galatians chapter 6. I'm gonna go back in verse 4. It said, "But let every man prove his own work, and then shall have." I'm gonna start this over. It said, "But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another." All right, so you have to get yourself on point. You have to hold yourself accountable, man. All right, because hey, ain't no man can't nobody save you, man, but Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So he's the one that you got to prove this thing to, man. Nobody else. All right. So you can act how you want. All right, but you're gonna be, you're gonna get judgment for how you judge. I mean, being how you act. So you want that good judgment from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You want to hear that well done, my good and faithful servant.
That's right.
All right, that's what you want to hear from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. As he puts that crown up on your head. All right, so you have to what? Constantly self-examine yourselves, all right, and constantly help a brother, all right, to be who he's supposed to be through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right. All right. Just one thing to back him up, it said, work out thy own salvation.
With fear and trembling.
With fear and trembling. So you got to examine yourself. All right? You got brothers that'll help you, and if a brother see you going off, he going to do his job and let you know. But at the end of the day, you still got to work out everything on your own, man.
That's right.
All right, your spirit, you got to do all that on your own. That's why, this is a beautiful topic the brother went into, man. Because
it's just important, bro.
It's important. And then the brother had a shirt back in the day. He said the biggest enemy is yourself. And he had a picture of himself.
Yeah, looking at myself
on the shirt.
I said I'm a war with my reflection.
That's what it is. You're a war with your reflection. So you got to constantly keep checking yourself, man. All right, because hey, man, everybody else out here wicked, and you know what? They want to pull you right into that sinful and wicked kingdom with them, man. So you got to really examine yourself and watch the people you be around, and just do our best to be on point, man, in this thing, man.
That's right. All right. So with that, hey, we hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise going on it to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ba'Kadash. All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Ba ba ba.
Ba ba ba.